Welcome to another week of Ether Raids, and I don't know if I'm gonna make this a trend or not, but man, whew, this first match got me upset at myself. I did the thing again where I completely forgot to do the most important thing before you win, which is so weird. Like, there's winning, and then there's winning the right way. So this match was pretty straightforward, 2 units but no weapons, but I forgot to do, as I said, the most important thing once again before winning, which is collecting the pots and oof. Man, oh man, that was rather upsetting for the first match. The 2 pots are literally right there, and I completely forgot to get them. Wow. Yeah. So that's how that one ended. Okay, this was the second match for the day. Things kicked off really, okay-ish, I guess. This one was actually going to be pretty difficult to take care of because of how the spaces that were left were set up, and the fact that Erica is yet, just another reminder, best melee nuke, second best melee nuke in the game, at least when it comes to being threatening, because it's so very difficult to, counter. I don't know who I'd rather face, her or Camilla. Both of them are kind of a menace, but I feel like Erica is more common, so I want to put her a bit higher up. So the problem here is that I couldn't really use any of my other teams because Lynn has Cancer Control, which would have completely stopped everything that Yunaka was trying to do, and that would have just ruined any Yunaka plays there. And I also don't even know if Yunaka is able to break through this new Alear. I have not tested that yet, so that's going to be interesting later down in the week to see how that match should potentially go, because the Alears are bonus this week, so that should be fun. And then Hardy Bearing this one didn't have Hardy Bearing. I think there's another match later on that may or may not have Hardy. Was it this one? I don't know. I forget. But I don't think Yunaka was going to win this fight. And then I wouldn't have been able to bring the Camilla team either, because Canto Control, Camilla would have gotten stuck, and then automatic loss. So not a lot of not a lot of options here aside from this Alear team that I made out of the blue. It ended up going pretty well with this Alear team. I gotta say, man, you see it in this first one. Very, very impressive outcomes that I got with this Alear. I was very surprised at his game. I didn't know that he got it like that. Being able to tank both hits from Erica, outspeeding her, which I do want to contribute some of that to bonus stats, but it's kind of just +4, so really Seth doing the heavy lifting there, plus empathy. This is just to go to say that you can really stack a lot of stats onto these units now in the current meta, and it's incredibly difficult for units to get outsped these days. So yeah, a lot of stat stacking, with effects and set it forward. So there's a lot of speed going into this Alear here, and he was able to outspeed Erica, which is fantastic. That's exactly what I wanted, on top of the fact that he did not die on the second hit, which thank God, flat damage reduction actually working out in his favor there. So the second problem here was Lynn, and I had to just get all of my ranged units out of the way so that I could send Fjorman, because the ranged units had the lowest defenses, and then that's how Tree Man works. So just move the ranged units and then send Fjorm over there to do far saving, and then hopefully everything works out well after that, because that's really my whole plan. And then I'll figure out how to get the pots, because I did remember, it was at the front of my mind after playing that last match, because that's the first match of the week, and I missed both pots, which means automatically I have to play a double come Sunday, which I absolutely hate, and there's no way to go around it. Just gotta play the double, and it's not gonna be fun. I don't know if maybe I could maybe I can math it out and see if I can skip another day or so and see if and do some singles. Maybe that will work out in my favor. Do the singles first. I don't know, but I'm not looking forward to the potential of playing double matches later on in the week when it's tougher. It's probably better to do the singles earlier on to get them out of the way, and then it'll probably be easier matches. So I'm going to look into that. But for now, just setting up the Fjorm play, lay down some sabotage debuffs. And we're just going to make sure that we've gotten all of the range units out of the way so that Fjorm can do her job and not get covered by someone else. I was also a little bit concerned about Lorather or Alear jumping in because I'm pretty sure that my Alear has the lowest defense. Seth has fairly decent bulk. I built him that way with fortifications just to ensure that his defense was, considerably higher than whoever the frontliner was. This team was originally the team that Malice was on. That's why I stepped back with Alear there to ensure that I didn't get hit, but it didn't work out that way, melee-wise. But yeah, this team was originally the team that Malice was on. But I decided since Alear was bonus this week, I don't even know if I'm going to use him after this. I figured, let's throw the boy in, see what he can do. I was actually impressed with some of the matchups. I did a little bit of testing with him, and I was rather impressed with some of the matchups. Like, he was not getting outsped by someone. Who was it? Was it Erica? No, it was Camilla. It was speed tying with Camilla, if not outspeeding her, and I thought that was very impressive. So I decided to bring him in this week just for the potential of omni tanking. In a season where Lorather is going to be on every defense team, it makes sense to have him around, and it actually benefited me greatly because the first couple matches were actually kind of tough. I did not expect that warp there that Lorather did, and it worked out for me because he indeed has the lowest defense and built-in null counter disrupt, so it just works out in my favor. Also, bear in mind that this unit has a HP condition, which is something that I had to pay keen attention to when tanking against Sigurd. I did not remember that he had an HP condition, because if he doesn't have above 25% HP, none of his stuff really works. So you gotta be careful of that when tanking with male Alear. And also, I forgot that Gateau had the AoE damage reduction. So that was a big... When I mashed into this map, I was like, man, what am I gonna do here? Because none of my teams really work. And then I remembered that Gateau has the AoE damage reduction, and I was like, yes, that is how we win, because without that, probably would have taken a loss here. Been forced to take a loss here because none of my other teams, as I said, would have worked with the terrain and the trap placement and the structures that were just in the way. Camilla could have probably warped over the structures, but she would have had to take out Na, then Alear, then Tree Man, and then get away, which would have been impossible. It's just too much. So yeah, did not make sense to use that team. And we're just gonna make sure I get the pots here and then get out of here. Yeah, and then play one more after this. This was, I gotta say, an incredibly tricky match for what I've brought in this. I think this was just a good defense overall. And I just had a team that kind of countered everything that was on there. Not everything, but some positional plays helped me out as well. But this was a very good defense to run into this early. GG's. Let's go to the other one. Okay, so this is what we're going to be seeing hopefully more of this week. Some Hells, which I can totally deal with. She's not the worst unit to tank. The scariest unit currently. Unless you mess up, there's not really too much to worry about with Hell these days. Don't know what they're going to do about that. I don't think it's really a speed thing. There's no way that she can get any faster or fast enough to compete with the likes of Alear. So she's only going to be hitting like once, maybe twice if she has the Brave, and he's more than likely going to tank that. So this is my old map, essentially, and I love it. I love the fact that I've been able to see someone take some amount of inspiration from something that I've presented. Can't necessarily say whether or not I'm to be credited for this, but this is a layout that I've used in the past. Not with the fortress in the middle, though. It kind of creates a fork and forces your team to go down specific avenues. Also kind of locks Erica into the same threat range that Hell has, where you probably want to have her go all the way over to the other side. I understand. I did this as well. I used to block off the entire left side of the map so that my units' calves at the time would have free range. So this is kind of mimicking that, which is the reason why I gave up this particular defense, because it's too easy for the opponent to cover the threat range now, and for my team to not be able to chase them down. So that's the reason that I gave this map up. Or I don't know, maybe I'll revisit it in the future, because it is one of the few maps that I have that is right aligning. I don't have very many maps that I build on that are right aligning. This is probably the only one that I have that I build the defense on the right side. If you've noticed, all of my defenses are on the left, which is it's not intentional. It's just, it works out that way. It just works out better in most situations. So the plan here is to do the same thing, tank with Alear. After that first match, I have way more confidence in him. My plus speed, my plus attack Alear, attack buff, attack beam, I don't know. His attack stat is blue. Minus HP. Complete faith in him at this point, even though this Erica has way more support, which means that her empathy status effect will give her a huge buff, and I don't really have a lot of ways to counter that, which is something that I'm going to have to think about, because depending on what status effects she has, it may allow her to outspeed, but for the most part, not a lot of buffs are gonna, it's not enough. I don't think she has enough. I went into this thinking that she didn't have enough to outspeed Alear, and I was correct. He took way more damage in this particular matchup, but again, flat damage reduction from Excel and all of the support allowed him to survive. As long as he lives the first hit, the second hit with Miracle, he'll get Miracle on the second hit, and then I have a ton of healing support from Saline to help him heal up, and you're gonna see him heal all the way back up, which is just fantastic. So I gotta say, man, unmerged plus attack, lucky to get him, but I do think I'll probably get a few more copies as I summon in the future, because he is in the regular pool. But I gotta say, man, he is very, very strong, very, very strong. Can't believe that he's actually in the regular pool in comparison to some of the seasonal units that we've been getting. Bridal Banner included, probably wouldn't have. I actually wasted orbs. I'm so mad at myself because I said I wasn't going to do it, but gambling got the better of me, and I went in and wasted at least 100 orbs on that Bridal Banner and got absolutely nothing. So, there you go for that. I didn't finish it, so I got past 20. So typically whenever I go past 20 summons, I usually try to finish. So I'll probably go back in there and finish that at a later date. But I'm very mad at myself because I said I wasn't going to pull on it, and I ended up doing it. So what a waste of orbs. I don't know. Probably Spark the dual unit, because dual unit. I was hoping to get Larce just to see, how she got it, and potentially to pick up that beast kill and fodder to someone else. Fodder chain, I don't know, see how that works on Gold Mary, but very disappointing summoning session. Very mad at myself that I did it. Should not have done that. But, I forgot that she had the Lin Ring here. I did not place my units there purposefully. Probably could have gotten sniped, but it just worked out. I got lucky here. I moved Fjorm over because I completely forgot that she had the Lin Ring. But I'll take it. Sometimes you get lucky. But yeah, very, I don't know, weird start to the week. Started late yet again. This is becoming a habit now. I don't know, maybe that's why I'm missing the pots, because I don't normally miss 2 pots in a week like that. It's very uncommon, and back to back, very uncommon for me to do that. But hopefully nothing goes wrong. If anything goes wrong this week, I'm probably not going to be able to stay in the vault, because this team does not. I don't have any teams that score over 384. and that's not high enough to make it to tier 39 unless I have a perfect defense. So yeah, hopefully nothing goes wrong. If something goes wrong, I'm probably gonna have to take a sack play because I don't think I'll have another attempt at it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to, go down to tier out of the vault, which would suck. Even though I think next week is gonna be, is it next week? Actually, the calendar's out. The thing is up, so I can check. I don't know if it's gonna be chaos season. Didn't we just get chaos season? So I don't think so. But yeah, gotta be very, very careful from here on forward. It's a lot of days to not make mistakes in, which stressful because I play these matches after waking up at 1 a.m. So I'm not 100% focused these days with these matches. But it's been tough going. Hopefully this week goes well. GG's. See you next one.